Is the Yamaha HPH-MT7s the NS10s of headphones? Let's find out. What is going on, guys? So it's been a minute since I've done a review on headphones. For those who follow me, you already know that I love and own a pair of Beyerdynamic DT770s, which are almost the most popular headphones that you will see when it comes to people that mix in headphones or in studios and stuff like that. But I also have a pair of Sennheiser HD 280s. I know they're the pro version. I know I butchered the model number, but yeah, so I have a good variety of headphones that are professional, quote unquote. But so I was very curious and I really want to check out something. New year, new me 2020, and I want to check these out. So one thing I'm going to go ahead and do is the unboxing. So let's go ahead and unbox this thing. So we got a nice box here. You open it up down here. I'm not going to tear these up. Struggling. There you go. So it's covered up. Yeah. Manual, that's very interesting. You have a bag so you can carry them. That's really nice. And then we have the headphones. So they're not coiled at the end here, and it looks like you have a lot going on. This is the inside of the box for those who want to see the inside. Let's see if there's anything else. No. So unwrapping this baby. A whole lot going on with the shrink wrap. So they look real nice. Let's go ahead and get a closer look at these. They look extremely nice. It looks sleek. They're available in black too as well. So if you're into having black headphones, I want to change it up here and get these colors. Because I have been thinking about getting a different pair of studio monitors, because I don't really use my studio monitors as much, but still, you know, I just want to see if I would, you know, if I could get some Yamahas and that would change my interest in it. The cord is actually pretty long. I mean, this does exceed my 7-foot wingspan, it looks like. Yeah, the line is very long. It comes with your standard 1/4-inch adapter, and it's screwable. They feel comfortable. They cover my ears. For those who don't know, I have really big ears. I have really big ears, but they feel comfortable. They don't feel very out of place. One of the things I definitely want to talk about is the impedance level on these headphones, because it's very rare that you get this type of impedance very low. Doesn't mean that it's great. I'm just saying they're very low. We'll find out if they're great during the test, but it is, I believe, clocked in at 49 ohms. Now, to put a comparison, even though I don't want to do a comparison video yet, but I have a Beyerdynamic DT770s and they clock in at 80 ohms. You also can get those available. They're available at 250 ohms, which means that you need more power. So you need less power with these. So that makes it perfect for if you have like a peripheral device like an iPhone, or well, maybe not an iPhone, because you got to get a headphone jack for that your device, but any kind of smartphone or something like that that has a small amp or something like that, these will be loud on those. Kilohertz, 25 kilohertz. So that's pretty insane when it comes down to that, because when you talk about something again like the Beyerdynamic DT770s, has a range of 32, but I've actually experienced, and there are headphones out there like the Beats by Dre that are under 20 kilohertz, and that is pretty bad, a pretty bad range of frequencies in terms of frequency response. So yeah, so it has a pretty decent frequency response. Your average, I believe, is 22 kilohertz. And last but not least, they're closed back, so they're not open back headphones. Open back headphones allegedly are, and I don't even know why I use the word allegedly, they are a bit better for mixing, for the fact that it doesn't trap the bass and it lets you have that air so that you can hear it as if you had a room around you. So that's really good. But these are closed back, but I've mixed with closed back headphones for forever, so that doesn't mean anything. All right, so I had the Yamaha HPH-MT7s on right now. My first, as far as hearing my voice, I can not hear that many lows, so I'm gonna go ahead and play the track, which is from the Korg Triton review. Mixing stuff right now. down the clap a little bit. I am very tempted to turn up the 808, but I know the 808 is just fine the way it is. It's not really killing anything, because if I was to go over here to this part, you can hear the you can see over here in the master, I don't have anything on my master track, and you know, so it's mixed quote unquote perfectly, even though it's a little lower in volume than most people will probably want it to be. But what I can do is I could slap an L2 on here. So I'm going to go ahead and slap an L2 on here and see any differences. So let me grab the L2 from Waves and put that on the master bus. And we're going to see, you know, I want to hear these being driven very hard. From it having its impedance at 49 ohms, I've noticed that it isn't that big of a deal as far as like the loudness. Go ahead and crank up the L2, right? So now it's loud. It's extremely loud, but it's not really loud in my ears. So some of the precaution that I had, because at being at 49 ohms, now I'm like second guessing, because it doesn't seem as loud as my 80 ohm Beyerdynamic DT770. So that's not a bad thing, but that just means I need to add a little bit more to the amp here. Let's go ahead and hear it now. I'm turning up the headphone amp. Let's go ahead and access this part of the mix here. So I know there's some game heads out here, so I'm on my PS4 right now. My PS4 is actually trash right now, but other than that though, I'm just gonna go ahead and do some preliminary tests. I'm gonna see how it works with Call of Duty. Ooh, smoked. Oh my god. There we go. So the audio quality is okay. You're not supposed to peak that anyway. Oh, are you kidding me? I pulled the trigger. So it's basically the same story as far as audio quality. So it's basically the same story as far as audio quality, which is, you know, not a lot of bass. So, and that's okay, because you're not supposed to have a lot of bass. I guess you could get a pair of Beats by Dre headphones if you wanted a lot of bass on your shit. But I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you that keep it 100 with what is nerf bad. I think my biggest beef with this version of Call of Duty is that it's so campers. But I think my biggest issue with this game is that the audio is too fucking loud. Like, too loud. Bitch! Bitch. Bitch. So the headphones are pretty good. You can hear footsteps, kind of, sort of. So I guess they would get the win as far as like listening to the video game. But they don't have like a microphone attached to them. So it will probably be better to get like something like the Audio Technicas. I think that would be a better pick as far as like headphones for gaming. But these do sound good. So if you want to game with these headphones, yeah, fine. So tell me how you feel about this in the comment section. I think the MT7s are pretty well rounded with both good things and bad things. So starting with the good things, the style. The style is really nice. I like them as far as white headphones. This is the first white headphones that I own, and that's pretty nice. They're very comfortable. As you can see, you know, I don't really have a big head. A lot of people probably think that, but I don't have a really big head. But other than that though, like comfort, they feel really good. Like I have big ears though, and they cover my big ears, and that's really nice. When it starts coming down to like the music though and mixing, this is where things start to vary a little bit. So I have pros and cons. So as far as the pros, the clarity is really good. I do see the resemblance to the Yamaha NS10s. And the NS10s are really classic, and they're very classic because you can hear everything as far as something being loud or not. So that's really good for mixing. However, when it comes to lower end, the NS10s themselves are not that great, and these headphones are true to that. You can't really get that much punch out of it, but some people may not like punch in their mix in the first place, and they might think that this might be too bassy. So if you have a different reference, like studio monitors that have a lot of bass, I do have the KRK Rocket 5s as my secondary reference. Yes, my secondary reference. And they do kick up a lot of bass, at least in this small room, which I talk about studio monitors and the proper way to set them up. But yeah, so I can tell when I have like enough bass or not, and you know, these don't allow you to do that, so they're not very versatile in that sake. And that I recommend like another source, another reference of any sorts that you will listen to your music. And you know, I know the NX10s usually are backed up by a pair of Aspergers, which are better for mixing drums. And yeah, it is what it is when it comes to these headphones, but they do give you that crisp prestige clarity that, you know, will let you know if your mix is off or not. And 49 ohms isn't really a big deal with these at all. They're not a deal breaker like in opposed to the Beyerdynamic DT770s. You know, but they're not as versatile as the Beyerdynamic DT770s when they're clocked in at a frequency response max at 25 kilohertz. So yeah,
do I give this the stamp of approval?
It's a really tough one. I really do enjoy these headphones. I think they're really good, but it's kind of hard to rely on these. At least I might have to give it a little bit more time, but I definitely think 75-80% yes when it comes to the MT7s. I don't know.